Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, this comes up every once and again on my feed. And so this is a snippet from Shera7, and this is her account on Instagram. So everyone, not everyone, but every once in a while, her things cross my feed, and it's always whacked out, the stuff that the snippets catch. And this is just really, really short. And it's the foolishness. And I'm focusing on it in light of the whole trophy wife situation. And I know a lot of people, myself included, were hearkening back to this line of thinking that people like Shera and other people like her on social media, other women like her, to spread this kind of mindset when it comes to relationships, when it comes to men, in this super transactional way that you call yourself getting what you want out of men. And I'm just going to let you listen to this, and then we're going to talk about it.
Them either. Okay? Because that's what all these women always think. Just because you married don't mean you have to sleep with your husband. Okay? Especially if you think he's cheating. So you don't ever have to do it. So stop thinking you do. If you think you do, then you don't even know the laws. You don't know you can get a divorce. You don't know that it's going to cost him more to divorce you than to keep you. You don't know that. So you got to have, some standards when it comes to what you're going to allow or not allow, and what your priorities are in the relationship. I always say you don't have to sleep with them either. Okay.
And so it's this type of thinking. This is part of the problem. The extra transactional. This is prostitution. This is prostitution. And this is why I've said on my channel that just because you married doesn't mean you're a lioness. It's a lot of married hyenas out here. A lot of them. That's why the divorce rate is as high as it is, for the reasons that it's high. Because there are a lot of hyenas, a lot of chameleons, a lot of women like this that are finessing their way to a marriage. And then once they get into the marriage, whether they've actively had this kind of advice given to them or not, the entitlement. See, one of the biggest problems of what she just said and what this snippet is, the non-having of the sex is the symptom of the problem. That's not actually the biggest problem. It's the concept that in this marriage, you as the woman don't have any obligation to it. You don't have any responsibility for it. That whatever happens in a relationship, if it is not 100% in service of you, then this is not a relationship that you need to participate in. You as the woman, you don't have any responsibility in it. Like, you don't have, there is no and should be no expectation of any behavior from you one way or the other. So he should not be expecting you to fulfill anything. You're not responsible for fulfilling any needs, whether those are emotional needs, sexual needs, physical needs, whatever those needs are that your husband has. You as his supposed wife, you're not responsible for meeting those needs nor fulfilling them. However, on the flip side, he's 100% responsible for meeting and exceeding all of your needs, including your wants and all of your different whimsical desires. And this is a reiteration of what I was saying before about the difference between a covenant and a contract. Because she's talking about the law of the land. She's talking about it's cheaper to keep her. She's talking about, you can make his life miserable because the way a man is going to rationalize it more often than not is that it is cheaper to keep her. Like, I'm miserable. She doesn't meet my needs. I'm not happy in a relationship. He comes to a point where he realizes you don't care that he's not happy in a relationship. He begins to withdraw emotionally from it while still performing the duty of it. Right? Now, if you don't have sex with your husband, somebody else is going to. And if you're not having sex with your husband, the implied thing that she's not saying is that you have sex with someone else, because she never said you don't have sex. She just said you don't have sex with him, which would go hand in hand to the fact, the statistical fact that women cheat just as much as, if not more, than men cheat in these so-called relationships. Okay. So while these women are, they like to parade around, the cheating thing, they're the biggest cheaters. These hyenas that happen to get rings on their fingers, these are some of the most scandalous cheaters. This is why they're constantly trying to figure out whether or not the man is cheating. They constantly want to check his phone, constantly, trying to figure out what he's doing, because most of the time when you're guilty of something, when you accuse people all the time of something, you're usually projecting, and you're guilty of that thing that you are projecting onto and accusing the other person of doing. So if you're constantly at your man's neck talking about, give me your phone, you're cheating. You're probably cheating. You're the cheat. You're out with some guy. Your phone full of DMs. Your phone full of crazy messages and phone numbers with other men in them. Not your husband. He's probably not doing any of those things that you're accusing him of doing. So this advice that Shera is talking about, don't have sex with your husband because you're so entitled to him serving you. You're not, again, the difference between a covenant and a contract. If you're in contract with somebody to be your slave, that you then don't have to worry about what the slave needs, right? If you have a slave that's there to do your bidding, you're not worried about meeting any of the needs, especially emotionally or psychologically, that the slave is having. As long as they, have enough energy and wherewithal to do what you want them to do, you don't care about nothing else. And this is what she's talking about. So this is the type of mindset that she is perpetuating and putting out there in the atmosphere. And there are dummies that are listening to this type of stuff and set about, because then now they figure they got a green light because somebody else agreed with this foolishness, to set about ruining their relationship with their husbands, ruining their marriages with their husbands, because, I don't have to see to his needs. I best believe somebody else gonna see to him. And even if he's the type of man that would rather leave you than go have sex or whatever with another woman, you've successfully damaged, to the point of no return, your relationship. And this is why I be saying this type of thinking is demonic. This is a demon. This mindset, demonic mindset, because that's one of Shaitan's biggest crowning achievements, is to break the family. And usually he go through the females to do so. Men may have their own issues and things that they do, but more often than not, Shaitan is gonna attack through the woman because she's more prone to her emotions and all of this other type of stuff. So, I just wanted to highlight all of this foolishness that this woman is putting out there. And there are, trust and believe, there are women who tap in to her channels, whether it be on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, TikTok, whatever the case may be, and they are sucking this stuff up, okay, and trying to apply it in a real life. This is some fictional stuff that she done came up with to finesse all you hyenas. She don't believe half this stuff she talking about. Trust and believe. She don't believe it. She don't do this stuff. She just thinking the most outrageous things that she can talk about and say, and saying y'all gotta do it. I bet you anything this woman don't do none of that stuff. Because if I'm not mistaken, Shera is married and has been married for a minute. You think that man sitting around, you know what I'm saying? She ain't doing this stuff. Her marriage ain't broke up. She probably get off this thing, get off this internet, and you wouldn't recognize this woman based on the stuff that she talk about versus the woman she probably is in that house. She tell y'all this stupid stuff, and y'all sit around and y'all try to apply this foolishness to your life, and it's a fantasy. It don't work. It don't work in reality, and this is why your reality is messed up, because you're trying to apply something that makes no sense to your life. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, Sister Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.